Survivor Specialist Phil and Will are back, and we are here with our final Survivor 47 preseason episode. That was like the ultimate sprint. We just had to put out a whole bunch of stuff in 2 weeks. CBS did not give us much to work with here. It all happened very quickly. I just found out how to say Annika's name after getting called out enough times for saying it wrong. Got bad info from a comment once, I guess.
Is it Annika? Is that how you say it? Is that
That's
what
it.
we're sticking with?
It was that simple. And I think I said that the first time. And then a bunch of people in the chat were like, no, it's Annika. And I was like, well, I guess it's Annika. But here we are finally figuring it out 2 days before the premiere of Survivor 47. Really pumped for all that. So, Will, how you doing? You all right?
Yeah, I'm good. I mean, I got to say, this shortened preseason has made it difficult. I feel like I know the cast more going in, or I have more time to listen to some interviews, read some articles. I feel like I watched the 2 minute, or not even a 2 minute. The videos were even shorter this year than usual. They were like 30 to 40 seconds. And then we've had some discussions on here, but I mean, I like going in a little bit blind. I don't like trying to meet everybody and have a really good understanding until we actually see what we're supposed to be shown by the show on TV. So that is the upside. I think the downside is I don't know if my fantasy team or prop bets or over-unders. Well, actually, over-unders, you don't really need to know the cast that much.
No.
But I don't know. I don't know how I'm feeling about the prop bet, but we'll see. We'll see. I have vibes from everybody, but some are kind of blank. I think that's the downside of the shortened preseason.
I put out another boot list like I had done last season, where I just went through and did a quick snippet about everybody. And this season, more than last season, I had people where I was like, I don't really know why I'm putting them here. I don't really know why I'm putting them here. And obviously, it's the preseason. You don't really ever know what the hell's going to happen in the preseason. But I felt like I couldn't even make up a reason for some of the people this time because I just didn't know them all that well. So prop bet will be its own thing for sure. As we dive into this here. The link, by the way, to sign up is in the description of this video. And I've decided that this is going to be the one that we're going to do the custom pop Funko for, because maybe that'll get us more signups. I'm concerned with this being less than 48 hours before the premiere of Survivor 47, that this is going to be a dud of an episode and we can't have the prop bet go the wrong way.
So prop bet's fun. I mean, it's good time.
It's the most fun one. And honestly, at this point, it's the one we've been doing the longest out of all of our preseason games. We've been doing it longer than Power Rankings. We've been doing it longer than Fantasy Draft. We've been doing this the whole time. And over-under is only 2 years old, 2 seasons old. So we're going to be doing the prop bet. The winner of the prop bet will be the person who wins the custom pop Funko from Todd Herzog. In the event of a tie, we will figure that out when the time comes. Maybe we'll do another little tiebreaker or something like that, or we'll have a tiebreaker done in some way on here. So make sure you enter the description. The link is in the description for this video. Go ahead and click that, and that's all you need to do. Interns set it up. All you got to do is pick each player. You're only picking each player once, and you're putting up a confidence score of 1, 2, or 3 on your answers. It must equal out to, 40 points. So it has to be an average. Oh, no, I'm sorry, 36, because there's 18 people. It has to average out to 2 per thing. You can go 1 or 3. Easiest way to track whether or not you've gone over or under is just to have the same amount of 1s as you do 3s. If you have the same amount of 1s as you do 3s, your math will add up, and you will average out to 2 per person. So each person's used once. You're going 1, 2, or 3, depending on your confidence of that thing happening. And we're going to roll through. I guess we should roll through what these are first, or no, we don't roll through what they are.
No, we'll say what they are. Yeah. Say for me, at least.
Oh yeah, that's true. Okay. So the first one's going to be winner. Then we're keeping it. It's the same as last year. Except we get to do auction instead of reward here at the end. So it's number 1 is going to be winner. Number 2 is cries a physical tier, which is always a pain, but we keep bringing it back. Number 3 gets a hidden immunity idol. 4 gets 10 or more votes. 5 gets 5 or less votes. 6, individual immunity wins. 7, loses a vote. 8, makes the jury. 9, hugs Jeff. 10, 3 times sitting out. 11, 10 or more confessionals in any episode. 12, goes on a journey. 13, confessional in every episode. 14, 40 or more confessionals in the season. 15 is the episode title. 16, goes home with unused advantage. 17, uses a shot in the dark. And 18 has alcohol at the auction, which we do know that the auction is coming back for season.
Good news.
7.
Very good.
Yeah,
Does
we
that have
need
to
it.
be the auction, or is it just any reward?
Well, we were doing it as any reward last year. We had done it as the auction the year before. Do you want to do it as the auction or any reward? I think the way it's written
I
on the
feel like I
paper,
thought this was only 1 season old, this game.
prop bet?
Oh, wait, no, that's the over-under game.
Yeah, dude, we've been doing prop bets since you were on the podcast originally.
Yeah, I'm just like, why just limit it to the auction?
You want to do every reward? I think in here, so we'll say this here on the
Well, I mean,
podcast.
if you have a good reasoning or good
No, no,
thinking
no. I don't.
of
It was just
why
we
you
had done it that way. That's all.
okay.
But all I'm going to say is I think in the document, in the form that is in the description, I think it says at auction. That will be any reward. And we are stating that here on the podcast. So if you don't listen to the podcast, I don't really feel bad for you that you mess up the rules there. So it's at any reward. Hopefully you made it 5 minutes and
Can you
47
not edit it
seconds.
right now, or no? Is it too late to edit it? Isn't it a live form?
I don't have the like. Let me check because intern just makes the form every time. So I actually just like.
Well, we don't need to change it. Then I don't want to confuse people. It just seems like we're really limiting our. We want to get points on the board. We want to get points flying.
Yeah.
And so that's a tricky one to nail. I mean, that might be like 2 people.
At the end, it is
a beer and a margarita.
But like I said, we could just do it as alcohol at reward. It doesn't say that on the paper, but there's your. It's almost like, did you read the instructions for the test?
Yeah. Did you come and listen to the podcast?
Did you make it 6 minutes into the podcast? Because honestly, if you didn't, I don't feel bad that you're going to lose our game.
It's honestly going to help, though. It's going to help people. It'll be a good.
Yeah.
It'll be a good thing when people see extra points falling in. Like, my player didn't have alcohol at the auction, but they scored anyway. Let's get into it. Let's go. I'm excited.
All right, let's do it then. All right, winner of the season. I love that we start with winner, which at this point, it is the last episode we're doing. I already did my boot list order, which, Will, you didn't have time to go and make your own this year, where you really put so much thought and effort into it like last year.
I know. Maybe I'll have to whip one up before Wednesday.
If you haven't watched Will's version from last year, go watch mine and then go watch Will's version. It was something else. There's nothing better than when you go, what the hell is D doing here? So good. Winner of the season. I've already revealed mine. I mean, you've been high on somebody, higher than I feel like you've been on somebody in a preseason in the past.
Honestly, when I've been looking at this cast, that I am high on, I think, the entertainment value. I think we're going to have a lot of great characters, but I don't see a ton of people where I'm looking like, oh, well, they could win. They could win. They could win. I think there's maybe like really a small number. And so I'm kind of been circling around TK as kind of, he's my guy. He's bringing it for me. So I'm going to stick, and usually on a lot of these, I'll do a different winner for my boot list, my prop bet, my official winner pick, and kind of dance around it. I'm pretty much going in fully on TK here as my winner pick in all games. And I will put 1 point on it because it is pretty damn hard. There will only be one winner. And so I don't want to waste my value here.
Yeah, we used to do this where it was doubled on the winner because it just like meant more, and then we stopped doing that. And I don't know. We used to do it that way. I don't feel like it really made a difference one way or the other because it's still so hard to pick the winner. So most people were just putting one anyway. I split it up I didn't even really split it up. When we did the fantasy draft, I just didn't think that you or Blake were high on Tiana. And then we got Blake over here dancing the hula. I'm taking Tiana, and I'm putting just one on it, of course, because only one of 18 people are going to get this. And that's the best way to handle the winner. But I am going to go with Tiana. I think Tiana, flight attendants just do really, really good on Survivor. They really do.
Really
Even
well.
if they don't win, they go far.
Mm-hmm.
So,
yeah. I saw your boot list video. You got Tiana winning. You're sticking with Tiana.
Who do I have in second place?
I think you had what's her name? Teeny?
Teeny. Wow, you did pay attention.
Yeah. And then you had Sam as the.
Are you all 1,800 views on that video?
Maybe. It might be. I've been studying it so I could do a.
J-Burn Aquatic, first submission. Prop bet submitted. This is my first time playing as a patron. Excited to see how I do. Thanks for being a patron. This one is open to everybody. Patrons are for the Power Rankings game and for the fantasy game, which make sure you're checking. If you're a top tier patron, make sure you're checking your messages on Patreon. I sent over the link for the fantasy game. So you got to sign up through the link that I sent through Patreon. And then I'm going to be sending out the Power Rankings one after the premiere. So make sure you're paying attention. That's all I'm going to keep saying. Cry's a physical tier. This one's such a pain in the ass. It makes me mad every time we bring it back, but it's like
why do you keep bringing it back if it's
there's
such
just something about the
if it's
pain,
such
man.
pain?
There's just something about the pain.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with Rachel. And in your Bootless video, you actually said that Blake and Will were both down on Rachel. If you recall from our cast assessment, that was just Blake, and I was pretty high on Rachel. So you kind of put words in my mouth there.
I think that Blake was so low on her, it just made it so that everybody else in the world was also low on her.
What is she gonna do? Pick fonts out there?
Oh my god, dude! Never seen something so unnecessary.
Yeah, I think Rachel is prime for some tears out of everybody I'm looking at in this cast. Just the most likely to maybe feel ostracized, maybe go through some emotional experience, missing her family, anything like that. This doesn't mean I think she's going to go early or not fit in. I just feel like she checks a lot of crying boxes. There's lots of there's lots of chances. It could happen in a number of ways. Mm-hmm. Maybe gets a letter from home. So
how many points you putting on it?
I'll go 2. I'm pretty confident in Rachel crying a physical tear as we've updated it.
Yeah, I feel like the crying, I'm going to go with a 3-pointer, even though I'm not necessarily super confident in the people I'm picking because we don't know them that well yet. But with the crying, almost the entire cast will cry by the end of the season. They get, whether it's the letters from home, they miss out on some sort of food, they're just frustrated in something like that. The cast is going to cry a lot.
If you make it far, you're going to cry.
Yeah.
Everyone cries. Yeah.
That's a good point. So I'm going to take somebody who I don't necessarily think is going to go far, but I think will cry. And I'm going to go with Caroline. I have 3 points on Caroline crying, and I don't actually necessarily think she's going to go that far. So, yeah.
I don't think honestly, she seems like kind of a tough cookie. I don't know if she's going to cry. She doesn't come off to me as a crier.
She's going to cry. She's going to cry. It's going to happen. I'm telling you. It's going to happen. She's what is her job again? She's a strategy consultant. I mean, here's the thing. Emily Flippin cried a lot. Okay. And Emily Flippin is like one of the toughest cookies we've had in recent memory on Survivor.
True. All right, Dallas Goddard.
Did you get your points? Did you get your points to escape the guillotine?
No, we need him. We need him to get a touchdown. Essentially, that's kind of what's
we're in a guillotine league, and poor Will over here is on the chopping block right now. His head is underneath the sword.
Yeah, it's not looking good. Not looking good.
All right, number 3 gets a hidden immunity idol. So you don't have to play it. You don't have to play it right. Everybody from season 46 who screwed up their immunity idol ends up getting it. I want to go first on this one. You've gone first on the first 2. I'll go first here. I'm going Asia, and I'm putting 3 on it. You study the game. You study the game as much as podcasters do. And I know that, people keep saying it's not her main job. It's a hobby, whatever. I don't care. You watch Survivor as much as she watches it. You watch it as closely as she does. I think Asia is going to know where to be looking. She's interviewed players and stuff in the past. Those kinds of things make a big difference. Just knowing what to look for can make all the world of difference. I think Asia is going to go very far in the season. So I put 3 points on it. I got her.
3 points is a lot.
There's a lot of idols. You have to figure most of these things you're not going to get more than 5 people getting. But getting a hidden immunity idol, 5 people probably will get on this season.
Right. 5 seems like a lot, but I guess you're right. Okay. I'm gonna stick with the kind of thinking that you're going with, that like people who know the game really well are more likely to find idols. And I'm gonna go with Andy, just because he's a super fan, patron of Rob Has a Podcast. So that's the Rob Has a Podcast connection there. Mm-hmm. And I'll go 2 on it, I think. I'm not going 3.
I feel like that's fair. I mean, it's like Andy is somebody who probably will be looking, and it was last season, it was 5 because it was Jem, it was Hunter, Q, Venus, Tiffany. So there's your 5. So it was 5 last season. So you're talking almost a third of the cast. But I could see, 2 is also fair. You could also play this conservatively and just do 2 for everything if you really wanted to, if you're feeling brave, anybody out there who's doing this. So.
I'll get a 3 in the mix, but not for idol.
Okay, not for idol. What about for 10 votes or more? So this does not count. I always get confused. This doesn't count votes negated by idol, right? Or does count votes negated by idol?
You tell me.
I forget what we did in the past.
I think we counted them because you still
Okay, so
got
we
the
did.
vote.
So Wentworth, I do remember saying Wentworth does not count. Counts.
Right. There you go.
I did say that last season.
So you go first here.
So I'm looking at this. So last season, we had an interesting one because Hunter, Q, and Venus all got 10 or more. And Mo. I mean, Mo went out early and Mo got 10. I would say that this one I'm going to do 2 on because it does happen. But you have to it's no longer easy to get this one because it used to be in the early portion of
it's
the game.
The three tribes make this a 2er, not a 3er, I think.
Exactly. I totally agree. I feel like it's really hard to get it. And last season, you just had people getting picked on. Hunter, the big burly guy, Q and Venus were just pissing everybody off. That was too easy. See, like Gabe would fit this in an old season, but Gabe might not make it long enough to get this. So I'm going to go with Sue, and I'm going to put 2 on it. And my reason for that is just like Sue being the older woman, I could see being the easy. Well, if we have to go tell the person who's going home who it's going to be, we're going to tell them Sue. And yet Sue is like, not going home. So she just keeps getting a vote here, a vote there. And then she finally does go home.
Like Q.
Exactly. Yeah.
All right. I buy it. I'm going to go with Kyle. And I'm kind of putting him in the Hunter category, maybe. I feel like he's going to be a threat. I think people are going to really like him. He'll be socially pretty damn good, and then he'll be a challenge threat. And then you'll have the people be like, you know what? Let's keep him in the game as a shield. And he'll be one of those guys that's also the decoy because he's going to always be the plan that everybody knows, but then the secondary plan will be somebody else, and Kyle will take on the votes. So I'm going to go 2 with that. I know I'm doing lots of 2s, but again, 3 tribes makes this tricky.
Yeah, like when I'm looking at it from last season, Hunter got a vote at 3 different tribal councils. Actually, he got a vote at 2 tribal councils. So on a revote, those votes don't count. Like if you get 4 votes first and then they revote, like it just counts as to whatever the second one is. So Hunter actually didn't hit this number because it was counting the votes on a revote. But I'm looking at somebody like Q. Q got votes at 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 immunity or tribal councils last season. Kyle could be that guy, not from he's pissing everybody off, but from a good decoy. It can happen. And when people just pile on, Venus was another one. She got votes at 4 tribal councils, I think. Like that's a lot.
That is a lot.
Yeah. The next one gets 5 or less votes. So this actually
was hit fewer.
5 or fewer. This was hit by a lot of people last season. And this is what I'm talking about with the early season stuff. Jelinski, Jess, Randon, Banu, Jem, Tim, and Soda all hit this.
Yeah, you want to just go with the pre-merger.
6. That's 7 of the first 8 people out of the game hit this.
Who are the obvious pre-mergers here? I don't know if there is anybody that really jumps out. I guess we've been saying Gabe is kind of I don't know. I feel like people have the impressions in pre-games, and then once they get to the island, you meet them and you're actually living out there and you can talk to people. That stuff goes out the window pretty quickly. I would hate to put all my eggs in the Gabe is an early boot basket and get kind of, I don't know. Who else? I don't know if anyone here.
And I'm going with what Zach's saying right here. John. I'm taking John. I'm putting 2 on it because I think either he's going to go out early because they're not going to want him around, or they're going to keep John around deep and he's not going to get many votes. And like they're going to take him.
I have something else for John. So I'm going to go Anika. I think Anika is probably an early.
It's Annika.
Annika. I'm sorry.
Now you're doing what I did.
I mean, it's tough. I don't know that name, and so I'm confused. Annika, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I'm gonna go Annika. I'll go 3 on that one.
Okay.
She screams pre-merger. If I'm looking at this group of people, she's the one that jumps out as the most obvious pre-merger. So
if you watched my video, John and Annika are my first 2 boots, and
that's what's in my head. That's telling me
you're just taking it as
influencing me. Yeah, I've got John somewhere else. So
Yeah, there's two things that John could definitely, three things that John could definitely fit for on here. Individual immunity is not the one where mine goes to. So maybe you'll shock me here.
No, I don't think
This is
so.
the easiest one of the season, right?
Individual immunity, is that what was that where we're at now?
Yeah.
I mean, it kind of, Rome is just begging us to take this, right?
I mean, he called his shot.
He's calling 4 of them. You can take Rome. I'm gonna go someone else, I think, and I haven't really.
Well, I'm going to take Rome, and I'm going to put 3. And if he doesn't hit this after saying he was going to win 4,
get mad
I'm
at
gonna
him.
be really pissed. Exactly.
I'm gonna go with your girl Tiana, and I'm gonna put 3 on it. I feel pretty good. I think she's pretty athletic. She plays volleyball, so that's athletic. And I think a lot of the challenges are catered towards women. Like a lot of them are the weird balance, stand in a weird position, and it's not about strength or even agility. And I don't know, a lot of them come down to puzzles too at the end, and women tend to be very good at puzzles, and they don't really, I don't know if the immunity challenges are really catering towards Rome's strengths. So I feel
season,
good about that. And I do agree with you. I like Tiana, and I think she'll last far. I mean, we need someone who makes it to the merge in order to have a shot at one of these things. So that's how I'm feeling. Like, how many did Kenzie win last year?
Yeah, Kenzie
won like 2 or 3.
She won 2. Maria won 3. Charlie won 2.
Yeah, so we had 5 by women. So I think that's kind of been a trend.
Yeah.
So, like, didn't Cassidy win a few, if I'm remembering correctly?
Cassidy, I don't remember. Cassidy definitely won 1. I don't know if she won more. I have to look.
Okay.
I don't remember these things off the top of my head like I used to.
Come on, you're a specialist, man.
It's awful, man. It sucks. Like life makes you not think about it. Makes you think about other things other than Survivor, and it just gets in the way. I mean, D won 1, 2,
D was good
3.
too. Yeah.
D won 3 of them.
Did Emily ever win one?
No, Kelly won though.
Kelly won, yeah. That's my pick. I feel good about it.
Let me get to season 43 now before I'll never be able to get back to season 46. But okay, next one is going to be loses a vote. Loses a vote. So we really need to clarify this. Cassidy won 3 of them.
That's what I thought. That's what I thought.
She was doing great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Loses a vote.
And let's specify this right off the bat. Again, you have to go up to the voting booth and not be able to write a name down. I don't care if they say, oh, if you don't find this next clue, you lose your vote at the next tribal council. You have to get to that tribal council and not be able to vote to lose.
Right. If it's like you'll lose your vote unless you do this thing and you do the thing, you get your vote back.
Like Tiffany never lost her vote last season.
Right. This is someone who's going to play hard, going to take risk. I'm going to go Keyshawn for this one. And I'm just going to go 1 on it because I don't know if it's happening as much as we think it's happening. It was happening a bunch. Even in 45, they I think had a lot of votes being lost. 46 seems like they didn't take away that many votes. Like there were none post-merge, I don't think. So
I don't know. And I guess too, the thing is like playing your shot in the dark, does that count as losing your vote? No, right? Because you're choosing not to.
No, you're risking your vote.
You're risking your vote. Yeah, that was the
You're not losing it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think you're right though. I don't think it happens as much. At least anymore. I mean, you're seeing people not take the chances. You're seeing people say that my lifeline in the game of Survivor is my vote. I don't.
Well, also, I just don't think there were that many opportunities last season. Like we have the random journeys, but we didn't even have that many of those. Like we only had a couple journeys pre-merge, and that's usually where you would lose them. Or yeah, obviously the beware advantages. But the beware advantages last season were pretty. Oh, you just have to find it before tribal council. It was kind of, I don't know. But then, yeah, I mean, post-merge, they really didn't do it, I don't think. I don't think they did it once. Whereas in 45, there's that challenge where the losing 3 would have to go solve an impossible puzzle, and they all 3 lost their vote.
I kind of like your pick of Keyshawn, too, because, like, Keyshawn is somebody who definitely would think he could do it. He's not going to be worried he can't. Like, I almost put Genevieve for this, but I could see Genevieve saying, nah, it's not worth it.
Yeah, like, Keyshawn's going to be like, I can do this puzzle. I can put the logos in order. I can do this. Like, he will do everything.
I'm going to go Rachel. And I'm just going to do 1, but I'm going to go Rachel for this one.
All right. I mean, she's going to be crying after she loses her vote.
Yeah, exactly. That's what she gets. Makes the jury.
Makes the jury. I like this one. This is obviously a great one to put 3 on. And I'm going to go Genevieve here. Genevieve to me is like a surefire making the merge. Maybe she can even last a little longer. Then I think she's going out at like 8 or 9. And so I think she's like instant. This is a slam dunk, as I like to say. 3 points for Genevieve to be on the jury.
I got Andy for 3 points to be on the jury. I think Andy, being a huge fan of the game, I think there's no way he goes out pre-merge, but I think he's going to go out. I don't think he makes final 3. I see very few scenarios where Andy makes final 3, so I'm going 3 points on Andy here.
I like that.
All right, the big one, Hugs Jeff. The thing almost went extinct numerous times. We had to keep bringing it back.
Why was it getting extinct? I feel like it happens, 2 or 3 times a season.
Troy Zan brought it back. We almost got rid of it after you left because we're like, okay, it didn't happen in 32. It didn't happen in 33. And then Troy Zan went over and gave Jeff one of the weakest hugs you will ever see in your life. And we were like, holy shit, I guess we're bringing it back for 35.
Yeah, we're counting it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, hugging Jeff, who you got?
Who's going to hug Jeff? I feel like we got some last season.
It happens more frequently than you would think now.
Mm-hmm.
I will say that. Let me see if I got it here. Hugging Jeff. We had Ben, Banu, Kenzie, Maria all hug Jeff.
Yeah, I'm going to go Asia for this one, I think. I'll go 2.
Wow, you're going 2 on the hug. That's how confident you are hugs now.
I want the hug. I want the hug to happen. Sorry. Sue me.
I'm just, hey, good for you, man. I'm going Kyle. I'm only putting 1, but I'm going Kyle.
He's going to give Jeff a hug.
He's going to give Jeff a hug. He's got that personality,
it's
man.
It's a fun thing to root for. I mean, if you hit that, you're going to be pretty excited. Prop bet always makes it more fun to watch.
It's kind of like how in a basketball game, you hit a jumper, it's 2 points. You're like, whatever, you dunk it, it's 2 points, but it's like, hell yeah, that's a big 2 points. Getting this 1 point from Kyle hugging Jeff would be bigger than getting 3 points from Andy making the jury.
Mm-hmm.
It just feels right. Sitting out 3 or more times for any reason. So this could mean you take yourself out of a challenge for food. We've seen rice negotiations. Hopefully we stop seeing rice negotiations. This could be that you sit out because your tribe has more people. You sit out because of injury. Whatever the reason is, you sit out of a challenge 3 times. This doesn't happen as often anymore because, again, of the smaller tribes. So last season, the sit-outs were Liz and Mo. And it was pretty much the running joke at the beginning of the season because the Yanu tribe kept losing, and Mo and Liz, they were doing the Spider-Man meme of like, you're me,
Mm-hmm.
So
those you need to find someone that's on a pretty strong tribe. And I think we've been saying the yellow tribe is the weakest, is at least how we're seeing it. I'm going to go Sue here. You've already taken Sue.
I have taken Sue.
So I think, you have TK, Gabe, and Kyle as your 3 men on that tribe. And then Tiana and Caroline both seem pretty fit. And so I think if you are going to sit someone out, Sue makes the most sense as the older female. Not to say she can't chop it up in challenges and hold her own, but if you're going to sit somebody out, especially with 90-minute episodes too, there are going to be more opportunities to sit out of reward challenges. So I like Sue. I'm going to go 3 on that. I'm feeling pretty good about that.
Wow, you're feeling really good about that.
What am I? You got to tell me what I'm at 3-1 wise.
You have 1, 2, 3, 4 3s and 2 1s.
Okay, so I owe you a couple 1s.
Yeah, and right now I'm 4 3s and 3 1s. So
okay.
This one is hard. There's nobody who just screams sit out to me. It doesn't feel like there's like super nerdy people here.
Sue.
Sue. But here's the thing. I'm just going to go with Annika because I don't think it's really going to happen. I'm only going to put 1 point on it. We only had 2 people hit it last season.
You're just sending that one.
I'm pretty much punting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't feel good about it. I don't feel good about that one hitting. And like Annika to me feels like if Yellow wins early, she'd be the one that they would pick to sit out.
Yeah. Okay. That makes sense. It feels like you are kind of just punting it, but that's fine.
Let it go, man. It's flying through the air. All right. I got to find. Okay. Here's my confessional count. I'm back. Number 11 is 10 or more confessionals in a single episode. So we know the premiere will be 2 hours. Last season's premiere was 2 hours. Will, how many people do you think got 10 confessionals in the premiere last season? 2-hour episode.
I don't know, 6.
I'll give you a hint. It rhymes with hero.
0.
None. No players got 10 or more confessionals in the premiere last season. Then Tiffany followed it up with 10 in episode 2, and so did Kenzie. Banu had 10 or more multiple times. Hunter had an episode with 10 or more. Q had an episode with 10 or more. Liz, Charlie, Ben actually had one too, believe it or not. Maria had it. So there were quite a few people who ended up getting this eventually. But it doesn't happen as often as you would think, being that it didn't happen in the premiere. And I feel like last season was a pretty evenly edited season with the exception of Banu, who blew everybody out of the water. But
yeah. We have 3 confessional ones, right?
We have 3 we have 10 or more confessionals, a confessional in every episode, and 40 or more in this season.
Oh, it's tough. It's tough. I'm gonna go. This is for 10 in a single episode.
In a single episode.
I'm gonna go Rome for this one. I think he's gonna have a big episode. I don't know when it's gonna be. It could be the finale. It could be the premiere. We don't know. Rome's gonna shine like a star. Be the focal point of at least one episode. So I'll go. I owe you a couple ones, and it doesn't happen that often. So I'll go 1 on that, just because I owe the ones back to you.
All right, I'm gonna go with. This is actually where I'm gonna put. Actually, no, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna go TK here, and I'm gonna go 2 on it. The biggest thing with this is you don't have to go far in the season to get this. But you just have to own one episode. But then if you do go far, even if you're not a big character, like Ben was one of the most confusing edits ever last season, and he got 11 in the finale. So Ben actually hit this despite it feeling like he wasn't really on the show that much last season. So I'm putting TK. I feel like TK is a big personality. He should go pretty far. And even if he doesn't go very far, if he goes out early, I feel like the conversation.
He's not going out early.
But the conversation around him going out early would be like, how did he get bamboozled? Which means he'd get a bunch of confessionals.
Right. Yeah.
Number 12 is actually goes on a journey.
Goes on a journey. Who you got? You go first this time.
I got Sierra and I got 2. I don't really have a good spot for Sierra. So that's where I'm putting her. I feel like she could be somebody who would like be seen as like harmless air quotes by her tribe. And maybe they want to let her go and do it. I don't know. Sierra is somebody who I could see go. Like Sierra is the type of person who I could see being sent by her tribe. And she doesn't scream as somebody who's going to get a bunch of confessionals. I don't know if she's going to play aggressive enough to get all these advantages and stuff. So I'm just going to sit on this.
Yeah, goes on a journey. I'm going to go Caroline. Kind of similar reasons as you. I think she could be someone that gets sent. Like, why don't you go on one? She might want to go on one. I don't know. She's kind of the mystery lady, so we don't really know. That seems like a good spot. They've kind of been slowing back. They've been dialing back the journeys. So I'm wondering if I do give you another one here, looking ahead at what we got. Yeah, I'm just going to go 1 on this for Caroline. I don't feel too confident about it.
Mm-hmm. So we got 6 things left. And the next one is a confessional in every episode. So now this is one that's been hitting at a higher rate. Last season, Jelinski, Jess, Randon, Banu, Jem, Mariah. That's 6. Hunter, Tiffany, Q, Liz, Ben, Charlie, Kenzie. 13 of the 18 got a confessional in every episode last season.
That they were in.
Yes. It doesn't matter if Jelinski got.
I've been saving someone from this. I'm saving John, of course.
Yeah, that makes sense.
If you have a star like this coming on your show, we think he's going to kind of be outed as a celebrity pretty early. That might cut his game short. And if you have him on there, we have 90 minutes episodes. I'd be surprised if an episode goes by and we don't hear from John. So I got 3 on that. Feel very good.
Yeah, this is where I have Teeny. I have Teeny for 3. I think Teeny's going to be somebody who we know that Teeny has played a whole bunch of these games, like live reality games and Survivor Gettysburg and all of that stuff. So I think that a confessional in every episode. Teeny's going to be somebody who's a gamer, who's going to have really good confessionals, who's going to have a good finger on the game and should go pretty deep. So it's a little nerve-wracking to take somebody who's going to go pretty deep, because if they don't make the finale, there's always the chance, like Venus didn't get a confessional in every episode last season. But I'm going to take Teeny, and I think yeah, I just think that Teeny feels like she screams somebody who's going to get a confessional at least.
I've been saving her for another thing. I mean, I'm with you on her being a good confessionalist, because I have her for the next one, which is 40 plus confessionals in season. And I think it's just a little bit safer to put her there, where she can maybe miss an episode, or if her tribe is on a winning streak, she might go, a pre-merge episode without getting one. I think she's going to deliver, and John is just a safer pick for me to make sure he gets one in every episode.
And what are you doing for the 40 plus? How many are you putting on that?
I think I'm going to go 2 on that, because I still owe you now another 1 back after I did that 3, and I don't want to owe you multiple 1s. Maybe I do. I still owe you 1 though. Until I pay you back a 1, I think I got to stick with 2s.
I'm trying to figure it out right now. So right now you have 1, 2, 3. You have 4 things left, and you have 7 points left. So yeah, you have
7 points left. Yeah.
I actually have more, so I got to start pulling 3s, I guess. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh no, I don't. Okay, never mind. I lied. Anyway, for my 40 plus confessionals, so just, stats for the people at home. Banu was 5 away from hitting this, and he was in 4 episodes. Tiffany, Venus, Q, Maria, Liz, Ben, Charlie, and Kenzie all hit it. So the final 8 of this season, every single one of them hit this prop. Hunter did not. Hunter had 33, but did have a 10 confessional and an 8 confessional episode back to back there. This one's a little tough, because it does have to be somebody who goes far. I'm going to go with Sam for this one. I don't know. Well, here's my thing. I'm going to go with 2 on this. I don't know if Sam is good enough to get a confessional in every episode, but I could see Sam being somebody who makes it to final 7 or final 8, who has 1 or 2 episodes of really, really like big, confessional counts. I couldn't think of how to finish that.
A beefy episode of confessional.
Yeah, a couple beefy episodes back to back, and I feel like he's good. He's got a really good personality. So I'm going with Sam here. I'm only putting 2. We're both at 29 now with 4 left, so we both owe 1.
Okay.
Episode
episode title. I've been saving this person for this, and I'm going Sierra. Sierra's a hoot, and she had some one-liners, in her 30-second video. You can already tell she's a bite machine. So if Sierra can last long enough, I feel good that she can get an episode title. So I'm going 2 on that.
You're going 2 on that one. Yeah, and you got to do at least 2 on this one, because there are so many. I'm actually going to go 3 on this one. And here's something that's interesting. We have Epic Boss Girl Move as the name of episode number 2. Who do you think says that?
Epic Boss Girl 2?
Epic Boss Girl Move is the name of episode 2.
Epic Boss Girl Move. Wow, we're already looking ahead to episode names. That's probably Sierra.
That honestly could be. I'm kind of mad I just looked at that now. I'm going to go Gabe for 3. I think that Gabe is going to, he seems like he's coming out and he's playing so hard. It's so aggressive right off the bat. He's talking, I don't want to have friends, all that. He's going to have one of those lines that's just going to come out that they're going to be like, oh, that's got to be the name of the episode. Like, oh, I don't care about friends or something. Great. That's the name of episode 5. So I'm feeling good about Gabe. I have 3 on him for this.
That makes sense. I can buy that. Phil, can you inform me on which names I have left? I know like a couple of them, but I don't know if I have all 4.
So you have not used Sam. You have not used Saul. Neither one of us have used Saul, actually.
Mm-hmm.
And you have not used, who's the other one?
Is it Gabe?
You have not used Gabe. That is the other one.
Those are the 3.
Sam,
right?
Saul, and Gabe for you.
Okay. Good to know.
Next one is goes home with an unused advantage.
Goes home.
I'm going to put Keyshawn for 1 on this.
Yeah, I don't know if I feel great about any of these 3. This is a tough one. I think I do owe you 1 still, Phil.
Yeah.
1. So I'll go 1 on this. And then
I think you just froze. Chat, did I freeze or did Will freeze?
I'll go with Gabe here for unused advantage. I could see him finding an idol, being cocky, not playing it, and that could kind of be his downfall. I'll go 1 on that.
Yeah, and the reason I'm going Keyshawn is because I think he could be in trouble early on in this season, especially if he's on a tribe that's losing, and I could see him like grabbing something, not realizing he actually needs to play it, and going home because of that. So, use his shot in the dark. We only had Mo was the only one, I think, who used it last season. Oh, Jelinski used it. No, Jelinski didn't have a vote. He couldn't use it. I'm going Saul here. I think did I freeze or did Will freeze? One of us is frozen. It's Will freezing. Okay, good. I'm just going to keep going then. I have Saul for 1 point. Okay, you're freezing. Okay, so that's fine. I have Saul for 1 point using shot in the dark. That's what I'm going with. I wanted to make sure it wasn't me. I have so many tabs open and my computer is screaming at me right now. So, but I'm going to go Saul. 1 point for using it. I could see him, I don't know. Gabler went out there as the oldest guy and said he was just going to play it at the first episode no matter what. So maybe Saul wants to do something similar. I have no idea.
You know what, Phil? I know we're not supposed to copy each other, but I'm going to copy you. I think it's fine. Yeah. We can be on this together. With Saul for shot in the dark, I'll put 1 on it as well. And that determines our last pick. So
it does. And I'm just realizing this right now. Does Genevieve drink alcohol?
Why wouldn't she? I don't know.
I don't know. I need to make sure. I mean,
Canadians?
Yeah, Canadians hate their beer.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, they hate their whiskey. No, I was just curious. But I have Genevieve for 2 points. There's a couple.
I'm going 3 points. I'm going 3 points. And I've got Sam. Sam's going to booze up.
You remember how excited you were last year to have Jelinski for 3 points on this?
And that did not work out for me. Not at all.
It was fun, though.
Oh, Jelinski.
What a guy. So there you go. There you have it. So you have Sam for 3. I have Genevieve for 2. There's a couple of these where you're just stuck with whoever, right? Like that's where I feel like if there's people you don't know what to do with them, put them on these ones that don't necessarily happen all the time and just keep your fingers crossed and let's go. So those are the 18 things. Will and I just did it right. We both landed at 36 points here. Fill out the form in the description of this video. That's what you need to do if you want to sign up for the game. The winner of this game, as I said at the beginning, will be getting the custom Funko Pop from Todd Herzog, winner of Survivor China. He said that you can get whichever one you want. So he's going to do it after we win. After you win it, we'll reach out to you via email and we'll do that. It asks for your email in the form. So again, make sure you're using an email that's real. Like this video, subscribe to the channel. Will, did I miss anything? Because I'm about to go on like a whole tangent real quick, like a 3-minute tangent here.
3-minute tangent?
Well, just a 3-minute tangent about like the season's coming up,
Okay. Yeah. You go on your 3-minute tangent. My internet, I don't know if I'm going to be able to survive.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I might as well sign off before I take down the podcast. So I might miss your tangent.
That's okay. I'm just going to give everybody a little preview of what's to come. Shoot Blake a text.
I'm excited. Yeah, I'm excited. Yeah, we got to go do some Patreon podcasts after this. So I don't want to use up all my hotel internet here.
Yeah, seriously. Rome, the host. Good vid as usual. Thank you, Rome.
There we go, Rome. Get that 10 episode confessional. I know.
Get your 10 confessionals in an episode.
Yeah. Your 10 episode confession. Yeah. Your 10 confessional episode. Got to get that one done. That's something he, isn't spoiled on. He doesn't know the number of confessionals. So this one's hard. Even if you played the game, it's probably tough to you can probably win it a few ways. You know who cries. You know who plays shot in the dark.
You don't know who's going to be seen on TV crying.
Right.
That's true. Plenty of people. I mean, Brett LaBelle, they said was the biggest crybaby out in Millennials.
We didn't see it.
I don't think they ever showed it. Yeah.
All right. You wrap it up.
All right.
And I gotta go hop over to the Patreon. I'll get that.
Close this thing out. Text Blake, let him know we're done. And I'm gonna wrap this thing up right here. So
cool. See everybody.
All right. Wednesday night is the premiere of Survivor 47. I will be live with Blake, and Alexa. Alexa will be back as well. Will is most likely going to be there. We're just not 100% sure on what his schedule looks like. As you could see, he was in a hotel there. So he's up in the air for what Wednesday night's going to look like. But there could be all four of us on the podcast Wednesday night. It'll be going immediately after the East Coast episode ends. So Alexa will be back for that premiere. And Blake, we'll be doing Digging Deeper on Thursday. And then on Sunday, for my episode 1 predictions and power rankings, I'm going to be joined by Liz Wilcox from Survivor 46. So excited to finally have her on. Have wanted to get her on for a while, and we've been chatting about it, and finally it worked out. So she's going to kick off this season with predictions and power rankings. That will just be me. If you want to become a patron, patreon.com/the specialist. You can participate in the power rankings game and in the fantasy game. Fantasy game, I've already sent out the link, so go ahead and check the messages in the Patreon to see what the fantasy game link is. Go ahead and click that, and that'll bring you to Real TV Fantasy, and you can sign up for our game there, and that'll be a lot of fun. And Peter over there is also going to help us out and let us do our power rankings game over there, which is going to be great and a huge help to me. And it'll make it so that it's scored every week rather than people waiting on me. So that's for our top tier patrons. We're also going to be doing Phil's after show, which will be premiering on Thursday. I'll be doing that every Thursday. John and McKenna will be doing Survivor Rewind every Saturday for the Patreon. God, Patreon patrons is so hard. And then they're also going to be doing a Survivor Rewind episode that's just going to be going out on our YouTube channel, which will be on Fridays. Will and I, Survivor Rock Draw. Blake and I are doing Survivor Casting Perspective. This is all going on over on the Patreon. Right now, we're doing Every Season Matters with Palau. So that's a really fun one to dive into and do all of that stuff with. Make sure to sign up for the over-under game. If you haven't done that yet, the link is in the description over there on that video. Make sure to sign up for this one. What a good preseason. It's over just as quickly as it began. I'm honestly kind of relieved it's over. It feels good that it's finally done. And it was such a mad rush to get all of it out. Go check out my boot order video. Check out everything else we've done. Like I said, patreon.com/the specialist is the best time to become a patron because there's so many things you can do. We're giving away prizes for all of our games. It's just the custom Pop Funko is for this one. And then there's going to be buffs and things like that. We'll figure it out. We'll try to figure out how we can mix up the prizes a little bit for the other games as well. So thank you all so much for listening. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you Wednesday night.